Hi, everybody. Thomas Miller on the Fun Astrology Video Supplement Podcast, starting off a new week here on Monday the 24th. And really, basically, everything that we had in place, except two things from last week, are still there as we begin the week today. Those two things are the sun has moved into Leo. So happy birthday to all you Leos. It's Leo season. It's time to shine out. Hey, look at me. There's nothing wrong with that right now. Let the ego have its little bit of moment in a very healthy, good way, because the sun rules Leo. It also rules the fifth house, and that's all about children. So take your kids to the park and just go out and sing. That's the best thing you could do under Leo season. We'll talk about that more through the month, but that did happen over the weekend. The other thing, last night, Chiron now is in retrograde backwards motion. I use Chiron a lot. Chiron hit me really hard at age 50, and it transformed everything. In fact, the reason that we're talking right now is because of the work that I did around the Chiron return, which hits us in our charts at age 50. So it is a time now in retrograde to come back and take a look at some of those things, especially if you've identified astrologically what that wound is that you came in with. And it's based on where Chiron is in your chart, what it's aspected to, what house it's in, what sign it is, all paint the picture of what that wound looks like. And then you can really start working on it. And it's amazing when you go through that process. So those are the two differences now as we begin the week here. Here's the chart set for Monday. Reach over to this side. That's the 24th. But what I'd like to do is click this up to tomorrow. And a lot of you have asked, what software is this? It's Astro Gold for the Mac. It's by the same designers that did Solar Fire. The other thing I use, I've got it out here, is the Honeycomb Collective Almanac. Oh, this is a wonderful resource. Gives you all kinds of views. There's today. I was showing you the blank page. But there's today, and I use it for the podcasts and typically make notes in it. But the good thing about this week is there's not much to note because last week was so loaded up with energy, and this week we get to take a breather. We get to, It's a pattern you see in the sky by following these transits on a daily basis. We'll have a week like we did last week where it's really heavy and it's really thick, and then we get a week to process it. And this whole week, all the way through the weekend, we actually get time to integrate what all took place last week. But tomorrow, Tuesday, there are a couple of things that I'd like to point out. This is an aspect that we have been following on the audio podcast. Would love to have you come over there. We release it Monday through Friday, except for this week. I'm going to take a couple of days off. Monday through Friday on all your podcast players, the Fun Astrology Podcast. But we've been following this for a long time. Pluto, see this line here? That's a square. Another line going up here. These are the nodes of the moon. You probably have heard a lot about that if you're fairly new to astrology. That's, again, our karmic past. It's our karmic path. Sorry, it's past here and path here. It's like what we kind of came in with and where we're going with it in our karmic journey. What our soul came here to do is reflected in this right here. And that obviously changed signs last week. These are always in retrograde motion. They go backwards. And it's not a body up in the sky. You can't get on one of Elon's rockets and fly to it. It's an intersection point, and you can look it up as to what it is. A picture's worth 1,000 words. Search nodes of the moon and look at the graphics. You'll see exactly what's going on. But it is, North Node is in Aries, and that's the one we're watching. Did you see over the weekend that Israel is on the brink of civil war? Boom. You can't make this stuff up. Don't try. It won't work. It's like a week later, and here's the big headline. Israel on the brink of civil war, and that's probably not going to be the only place as well. So we're watching that, but today at 5:29 I'm going to start this again. Tuesday is what we're talking about now. Tuesday morning at 5:29, this square to Pluto is exact. Now, one of the things we've mentioned, one of the little dynamics in the chart is that Pluto is sitting right at the cusp between Capricorn and Aquarius. It just came off of 0 degrees Aquarius. It goes back to 27 Capricorn in retrograde, and then it moves back into Aquarius next year. It does this dance 2 more times, and then it finally moves in for good. Well, So the other thing is the nodes of the moon are right there at the sign change. They have just moved into their new sign, but going backwards. So you have Pluto and the nodes sitting right at the cusp of two signs. That makes them extra strong, extra powerful, extra significant, and in the way of everything that changes signs, including what will happen tomorrow at 12:55. The moon here at 28 degrees Libra will move into Scorpio. So even the moon, every about 2.5 days, will cross, and some kind of an aspect, depending on where it is in the chart, will intersect the nodes and Pluto sitting right at the cusp of those two signs. So this is super powerful, and it really just speaks to the transformation that the whole planet is under. Anything that moves out. So what's going to move out next? Not Venus, because it just went retrograde. Let's see, what else is going to move out? Maybe Mars will be the next one. Well, and the sun sitting right here. The sun over the weekend. Yeah, absolutely. See, sitting in aspects, depending on what it is, where it is. Here for Pluto, it's, whoosh, move out of the way, is this opposition. Boom. So we had that over, we talked about that extensively last week, right? And then it's also in a square to the nodes. So these are very powerful times energetically, and that's basically what we're looking at to set up the next couple of days. I'm going to be back with you again on Thursday, but that gets you set for the first part of the week, because again on Wednesday, this chart just basically stays in place. All right, you guys have a great first half of the week. I'm going to go rest and play and rest my foot because I banged it into a chair and tore it up. So I'm like, ugh, but I'm not going to be working as much the next couple of days and just integrate myself. So we will see you back on Thursday. Have a great one. Thanks for watching.